Welcome to our August board meeting. The Board of Trustees of the Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District is now convened in a regular meeting on Monday, August 8th, 2016 in the boardroom of the Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District Instructional Support Center, 10300 Jones Road, Houston, Texas at 6 p.m. I want to welcome the members of our audience and our television viewers to this meeting of the Board of Trustees. As the Cypress-Fairbanks Board of Trustees, we are here to set goals, listen to reports from the superintendent, approve budgets, contracts, personnel appointments, and make policy for the district. It is not the role of the board to make day-to-day operational decisions. The management and day-to-day operations of the district are the responsibility of the superintendent. We have policies and procedures in place to resolve concerns and issues. This is a public meeting of the Board of Trustees, not a meeting of the public. Prior to this meeting, board members received information related to items on tonight's agenda. Agenda items will not necessarily be handled in the order listed on the notice. The meeting is open to all who wish to attend and hear the matters discussed. During the course of this meeting, the board may determine that a closed session is necessary. In that event, the board will meet in closed session to consider matters duly posted for this meeting as permitted by sections 551.071 to 551.084 of the Texas Government Code. These proceedings are airing live on CFTV, Channel 16, and CFTV online on the district website. They will also be rebroadcast throughout the month on Channel 16 and available as video on demand on the website. For the tape to adequately reflect the proceedings, I respectfully ask that you please refrain from talking while others are speaking and that cell phones are turned off or are in silent mode. Thank you for taking the time to join us this evening and for your interest in the Cypress-Fairbanks Independent School District. I'd also like to take this opportunity to recognize our Community Leadership Committee members who are in attendance this evening, and I believe that is Kelly Norton. Kelly Ray. You know what? I just can't seem to get that name right, Kelly. Last time I called you something else. It's a tough name, and I can't do it right. But I still love you, Kelly. Kelly Ray. Please stand and join me in a moment of silence, followed by the Pledge of Allegiance to the flag led by Teresa Hull, Associate Superintendent for Governmental Relations, Communications, and Chief of Staff. Thank you. Ms. Hull?
Join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Thank you. You may be seated.
Board member Dr. John Ogletree will read the district's vision and mission statement for the benefit of the audience.
Our vision statement: learn, empower, achieve, dream, lead. Mission statement is maximize every student's potential through rigorous and relevant learning experiences, preparing students to be 21st century global leaders.
Thank you, Dr. Ogletree. We will now move on to the special recognitions portion of the agenda. During the Committee of the Whole meeting on August 4th, 2016, the following recognition was received. Agenda item number 1A. So we'll move on to B. The board will recognize Ralph Funk, principal of Jersey Village High School, for being named the Texas Association of Secondary School Principals Region 4 High School Principal of the Year. Our presenter is Dr. Garcia.
Thank you, President Mengoria. President Mangoria and Board of Trustees, we are excited to recognize the accomplishments of one of our principals this evening, Mr. Ralph Funk. Mr. Funk, I know you in the audience. If you don't mind, if you could come forward, please. Last month, Ralph was named the Texas Association of Secondary School Principals Region 4 High School Principal of the Year. One principal from each of the Texas Education Agency's 20 Educational Service Center regions is chosen for this distinction, recognizing exemplary performance. Mr. Funk has been in the education profession for 38 years, 28 of these as a principal. In 2001, Ralph was selected principal of Jersey Village High School. Under his leadership, Jersey Village has received numerous recognitions. In addition, they restructured into 4 smaller learning communities, which enhanced the student's sense of belonging and provided the staff the opportunity to focus even more on building relationships with their students to improve academic performance. Ralph has served on several district committees, served as a mentor for numerous new and veteran principals, and has been a vital member of our district leadership development initiatives. He is a past president of Texas Association of Secondary School Principals and is a current board of director for the National Association of Secondary School Principals. Ralph, we appreciate your service and leadership to the profession, our district, and to the principalship. Please join me in congratulating Mr. Ralph Funk.
Mr. Funk, would you like to introduce your wife?
I would. Thank you. My wife Linda's here with me tonight. I'm married up.
Thank you very much. Congratulations. Another round of applause is great for me. C, the board will recognize Tom Jackson, CFISD Board Trustee, for completing the 2015-2016 TASB Leadership Class Program. We do have a representative from TASB, one of our neighboring districts, Aldine ISD, Rose Avalos. Rose?
Thank you, Madam President, and Dr. Henry, and all of the trustees. I'm a TASB member, and I'm a board member in Aldine, and was asked to come and make a special presentation to Mr. Jackson, and I said, of course, that are neighbors. I don't mind doing that at all. Mr. Jackson has completed his leadership TASB, and for those of you that are not aware of what that is, it's a training that school board members complete, and it occurs over the span of a year. They have to commit to meeting, it's 5 or 6 weekends during the school year, to go, and you're almost sequestered because it's intensive training that we go through. We visit districts, we have guest speakers, and I kind of was anxious about it before I did it, but once I got into it, it really enriched my life as a board member and as a person. You make lifelong friends that you remember, you know, and you run into them and it's like, oh, we haven't seen each other in a month. You know, it's really a wonderful experience for those of you that have not done it. And having completed it, Mr. Jackson, you are now a lifetime member of Leadership TASB Alumni Association, which is a network of all of the trustees that have gone through this experience. And it will certainly, I think, enhance your experience, but not only whatever you heard from other districts is really a wonderful way to learn what's going on across the state, because the 36 members that are selected are from different parts of the state of Texas. So you hear a lot of different things and how it's done, and what works here may not work for you, but it might, and you can kind of adjust it. But it's an accomplishment to get through it. And so my congratulations to you, and I have a certificate for you. Thank you to the board for the great work that you do.
Thank you very much. Congratulations, Tom. That's a wonderful accomplishment. D, the superintendent will make remarks and announcements, including the honors and achievements earned by the staff and students in recent weeks. Our presenter is Dr. Henry.
Thank you, Madam President. Members of the CFISD's Instructional Technology Department surprised 2 Cypress Springs High School students with the announcement that their respective logo designs were chosen to represent the 2017 Technology Festival and Digital Learning Conference. Throughout the summer, CFISD career and technology student interns are working under Cypress Ridge High School fashion design teacher to create a new model of sleeping bag liners for the International Space Station inhabitants through the NASA High School Students United with NASA to create hardware program. Chris Brooks, a 2005 graduate of Cypress Creek High School, will represent the United States at the 2016 Rio Olympics as one of 5 members of the men's gymnastics team. CFISD Special Olympics athletes and coaches who competed in swimming, volleyball, bowling, basketball, and track in 2015-2016 celebrated a successful year with an all-sports awards banquet at Cypress Falls High School. Matt Morgan has successfully completed the requirements to earn the designation of Registered Texas School Business Administrator, and Matt is one of our assistant superintendents. 2 CFISD transportation employees won Texas Association for Pupil Transportation and Texas Association of School Bus Technicians 2016 Employee Awards, presented at the 43rd Annual TAPT Conference and Trade Show in Beaumont. The Cy-Fair Federal Credit Union recently awarded 7 scholarships worth a total of $8,000 to CFISD students from 4 district high schools. The scholarships were given to 7 students who demonstrate academic excellence with a commitment to pursuing higher education. The students who were chosen from among 247 applicants were celebrated at a summer breakfast reception hosted by the credit union. 7 CFISD softball players were named to the 2016 Texas Sports Writers Association All-State softball team, released on July 10th. Teams were selected by TSWA members based on nominations from coaches and media members from around the state. We recently selected a new principal for Libi Middle School and Moore Elementary School. I think we're just doing Libi tonight, correct?
Yes, sir.
For Libi Middle School, so I'll turn it over to Roy Garcia for the introduction.
Henry. President Mangori and Board of Trustees, I'm excited to introduce to you and to the Cypress-Fairbanks community our new principal at Libi Middle School, Mrs. Lynette Bellamy. I'll share a little information about her and then give her an opportunity to address the board. Lynette received her Bachelor of Arts and her Master of Counseling from the University of Houston Clear Lake. She received her principal certification from the University of St. Thomas and recently completed the Educational Entrepreneurship Program at Rice University. Lynette has 21 years of experience in education. She served as an English teacher in Pasadena and Katy ISD before joining Cypress-Fairbanks as a counselor at Thornton Middle School. Lynette also served as a counselor at Cypress Falls High School and the Director of Instruction at Truett Middle School and most recently at Cypress Ranch High School. When Lynette is not working, she enjoys spending time with her family, reading, traveling, and running. Lynette and her husband Ed have 2 sons, Brett and Blake. Brett is a 2016 graduate from Cypress Ranch High School and will be a freshman at Blinn College. Blake is a 10th grader at Ranch, where he plays football and is on the wrestling team. Please join me in congratulating Lynette Bellamy on her new leadership role.
Hello? Okay, I can speak loudly. I just want to say thank you to Dr. Henry and to the board for this opportunity. I've already had a chance to be on campus a good bit this summer, and I've gotten to work closely with the leadership team getting ready for the school year, and also meeting with several teachers and even with some students and some parents this summer. And really, everyone has been so welcoming and supportive. And the overarching message that I've gotten is that everyone is willing to do whatever we need to do to be supportive to the students and to make sure that the students are successful in their learning. So I'm so thankful for this opportunity, and I appreciate it, and I'm really eager to get the school year going. And a big thank you to my family for being here, and also my cheering support group over here from Cypress Ranch, who are here to give me a hard time and to be supportive at the same time. So thank you.
Congratulations. Thank you very much. At this point, we're going to move to board comments. Any board member may make a comment during this portion of the agenda without prior posting being required. Comment items may not pertain to the character of any student, staff, or board member and may not be discussed or deliberated upon at this time. Let's start down here with Mr. Jackson.
I generally do not explain my actions. I think it voids the process. However, members of the community have asked, and so I will respond. Some of you may have noticed that I was extraordinarily quiet at last month's board meeting. Dual treatment conquered my stage 4 cancers, but the process made it challenging for me to eat and talk, and upon occasion it becomes painful to do both. My coping strategies are discomforting to some and bring mirth to others, but I noticed nobody complained when I was quiet at last month's board meeting. But good or bad, I'm back. You hire a superintendent for their judgment and leadership. My vote last month reflected support of the personal judgment of the superintendent. A characteristic of a premier organization is its desire to continually invest in its people, and so it is with Cy-Fair. This is exemplified by the Leadership Conference, the 2-day technology training, the new staff day, the ongoing focused CE of this week, as well as the RRR Conference. Of particular note is the latter that Dr. Linda Macias started 8 years ago. I've been permitted to attend all or part of the days of these various events. Not only do these conferences educate staff, they inform trustees on matters that are brought before the board for approval. It permits us a glimpse into the window of a campus or a classroom and deepens our overall understanding. And so tonight I tip my hat to Roy, Linda, Deborah, Frankie, Glenda Horner, Ife Agumake, and all the others for creating this cornucopia of educational delight. I want to thank my colleague Bob Covey for suggesting to me that I should consider Leadership TASB, which is a transformative journey. In retrospect, my health a year ago was not strong enough for me to truly contemplate completing the 20-day commitment and the 100-hour research and preparation. However, my friend and colleague, Christine Hartley, provided constant support and advice, while Dr. Macias provided research direction and observations. These, of course, were enhanced by the magic of Dave DeJohn and his elves in helping to create a product worthy to bear the school district's name. And so Christine and Bob, Linda and Dave, chapeau to you. I learned a French word. Thank you.
Okay, well, thank you, Mr. Jackson. I appreciate the accolades. You've done all the work and are very well deserving of TASB leadership, so thank you. I just wanted to welcome everybody back. I had the blessing of seeing so many smiling faces today at Cypress Ranch High School. The pre-K, kindergarten, and first grade teachers were there doing their in-service, and it was just, you could just feel the energy. I know some people may not have wanted to come back yet. Who really wants to come back from summer? But the smiling faces, you could just see the teamwork that was already building and the bonds that are already there. I know it's going to be a great year for all the kiddos influenced by those teachers. And I just want to remind everybody about our bus buddy program, and that the first 2 weeks of school, the elementary buses, you know, there's the little people who sometimes can't find their bus or make sure when their stop is, and we have bus buddies. And the deadline is to sign up is this Friday. So if you have time this first 2 weeks of school and would like to help out on a bus, we would greatly appreciate your help. Thanks.
I'd just like to say that I'm excited about the coming school year and was very pleased with the leadership team that was at the Berry Center on the 2nd, and everyone really seems to be quite ready to go to do a great job for all of our students. And I just appreciate our district and how we take care of our leadership team, and to meet the new employees on the 5th and to see the resources that the district provided for them I heard the comments that those new teachers were quite pleased and couldn't believe all the things that were being offered to help them to be the best that they could. So we're going to have a great year, and we'll just look and do what we can to support.
Thank you, Dr. Ogletree.
I wanted to echo Dr. Ogletree's sentiments. I, too, attended the leadership conference and the new teacher orientation, and I commend our district for putting together such wonderful programs. Both of the keynote speakers for the leadership conference, Kevin Carroll and then Annette Bro for the new teacher orientation, were just beyond amazing. And the new teacher orientation was so inspiring and motivational. If I were a new teacher coming to Sci-Fair, I would be so ready to hit the ground running. It was totally motivating, and it was a lot of fun. During break, I was standing visiting with Dr. Henry and Ms. Hull, and to hear the new teachers come up and want their picture taken with Dr. Henry, and to tell him how excited they were to come to Sci-Fair. And it definitely was a destination for them. Two people in particular, one teacher that was an experienced teacher coming to us from Corpus Christi is moving here from Corpus at this time in her life to work for Sci-Fair, and she just was so enthusiastic about having the opportunity to be part of the Sci-Fair ISD family. And then another young man I visited with was a former Sci-Fair Cy Creek student, as a matter of fact, that taught somewhere else for 7 years and is so excited to finally be teaching in his home district. So I'm excited for our students. I'm excited for our staff. It has all the makings of a great school year, and it truly is a family, and it truly is a destination, as Dr. Henry always states. Thank you.
Thank you, Debbie. I think most of those new teachers that were wanting their picture taken with Dr. Henry thought that they were getting a picture with Orville Redenbacher. Must be the hairline, yeah. No, I just want to welcome everybody back, and I also want to publicly thank the Sci-Fair Federal Credit Union, because I've learned that they go to great lengths in helping our new teachers and new employees adjust financially. And that is a great business partner to have, because I know Julie and I just sent our daughter off on her own, and we were the financial business partner in that deal. There was not a Sci-Fair Federal Credit Union in Dallas that would assist with that. So I just want to thank the credit union, because I think they're a huge asset to not just our employees, to our community. So thank them for that, and welcome back, everyone.
Well, kind of along with everybody else, I had the opportunity to attend the leadership conference and the new teacher orientation that was held at the Berry Center. Both events were amazingly professional and well done. The videos were exceptional, and that's all due to the amazing work of our awesome communication department led by Nicole Ray and her talented creative people in there. Joel Weckerly was the devil incarnate, and it was something to realize that personality actually came out, and we have it on video. As we were discussing a little bit earlier, it was very hard to realize Nicole Ray as an angel, but we'll take that as it is. The Berry Center staff were, as usual, beyond amazing, and our administrative staff, led by our HR department and associate superintendents, were impeccable. There are just not enough adjectives or accolades to truly express how proud you make me as a member of this school board, but also as a community member, and even more so as a grandfather of 4 grandchildren that are attending our school district. I just am amazed, and I am so tickled to be able to say we're starting school again, and welcome back teachers, administrators, and support staff.
Thank you, Mr. Covey. I wanted to just build a little bit on what Christine said about bus buddies. The sign-up starts on Wednesday, and you can do that online. And although we don't want you to wait for the 5 o'clock of the day before school, you can sign up all the way through that time to help us out with those 3 days, and we really would appreciate it if you would think about that. It's really a fun experience for everyone involved, you and the kids. This summer, I had an opportunity to visit Algebra Camp and Camp Summit, and I wanted to commend Dr. Macias and her staff for an amazing educational experience for those kids that need some extra skills to help them be successful the following year, academic year. And what I was most impressed about was that the curriculum and the activities were geared on a very individualized basis, and that everybody had fun and loved every moment they were there and wanted to come to school during the summer. That's a very big success story, I think. So thank you for everything you did for that. At this time, we'd like to take just a 2 or 3 minute break so that we can congratulate our new principal and Mr. Funk, and anyone that needs to leave can have an opportunity to leave. So we'll see you back in 2 or 3 minutes.
From the previous, that's what I interpreted, so it didn't apply this. It apply
no citizens' participation.
And we've already done the police department.
Should have left. I don't have my PA, so what do I do? Who else can be in charge? Do I have, can I send everybody a text at the phone at the same time, because their phones will be working? Do I have, can I, they need to know Plan B, how we're working, I'm gonna pull the fire alarm.
We'll be underway in just a minute. If everyone can find their seats, we'll be underway in just a minute.
That's what she said. She said, look, we're all dead. I mean, they were dead.
This evening, we do not have anyone signed up for citizen participation, so we will be skipping through that item and go on to reports. During the Committee of the Whole meeting on August 4th, 2016, the following report was received, Agenda Item 4A. The administration will provide a report on the police department. That brings us to our action items. During the course of the Committee of the Whole meeting, it was the consensus of the board that the following action items be approved as submitted or amended. A, the board will consider approving the tax refunds of $500 or greater for the Cypress-Fairbanks ISD. B, the board will consider approving the minutes of the June 27th, 2016 regular meeting. On Thursday, the following non-consensus items were placed on the consensus agenda. A, the board will consider awarding bids and contracts and/or authorizing purchase orders as recommended in the posted agenda item. 1, assorted beverages and food. 2, laboratory specimens. C, the board will consider approving on first reading additions, revisions, or deletions to district policies. DGBA local, personnel management relations, employee complaint grievances, a revision. FDB local, admissions, intra-district transfers and classroom assignments, revision. And 3, FNG local, student rights and responsibilities, student and parent complaints and grievances, a revision. D, the board will consider approving on second reading additions, revisions, or deletions to district policies. 1, BE local, board meeting revision. 2, CKE local, safety program risk management, security personnel, revision. 3, DNA local, performance appraisal, evaluation of teachers, revision. 4, FFAC local, wellness and health services, medical treatment, revision. E, the board will consider approving the 2016-17 Cypress-Fairbanks ISD Student Code of Conduct. F, the board will consider approving the Memorandum of Understanding between Harris County Juvenile Board and Cypress-Fairbanks ISD to participate in JJAEP for the 2016-17 school year. H, the board will consider approving construction proposals and contracts paid from bond funds to the recommended contractors and authorize the superintendent or designee to execute all necessary documents related to such contracts as follows. 1, radio tower project. I, the board will consider approving the granting of an easement and a temporary construction easement to Harris County for the purpose of road construction and drainage improvements at the intersection of Grant and Malcolmson Roads at Hamilton Middle School, and authorize the superintendent or designee to negotiate the final terms and execute all related documents. The board will consider approving the grant. J, the board will consider approving the granting of a water meter easement to Municipal Utility District Number 239 for water services to the elementary school number 56, and authorize the superintendent or designee to negotiate the final terms and execute all related documents. K, the board will consider approving the interlocal agreement between CWSCOA West LP and Cypress-Fairbanks ISD for landscaping, irrigation, sidewalk, and lighting improvements within designated landscape easements at the following locations: Postma Elementary, Rennell Elementary School, and Anthony Middle School. Do we need that's on consensus, so we don't need to discuss that any further. Right, Ms. Sims? Thank you. If any board member wishes to remove one or more items for further discussion, please do so at this time. Ms. Blacksher?
Ms. Mongoya, I would ask that we remove item 6A from the consensus agenda, as I've learned that I have a family member that works for a company that submitted a bid, and I will have to abstain from voting on that item.
So you're making that as a motion? Do we have a
Make that
second?
motion.
We don't need it? All right, can we just remove it, Ms. Sims? Great. All right, so that one's removed, so I'm not going to read them all again. We're just going to remove that one. Is that okay with everybody in the audience? Wonderful. All right, so do we have a motion to approve the consensus items less number 6A?
Madam President, I move that we approve the consensus items as presented and/or recommended.
Do I have a second? Second. Ms. Blackshear? All those that approve signify by raising your right hand. That motion carries unanimously. All right, that gets us back to our non-consensus items, 6A. Which is the board will consider awarding bids and contracts and/or authorizing purchase orders as recommended in the posted agenda item for 1, assorted beverages and food, 2, laboratory specimens. Do I have a motion?
Madam President, I move that the board award bids and contracts and/or authorize purchase orders as recommended in the posted agenda item.
Do I have a second?
Second.
All those that are approved, any discussion? No? All those that approve signify by raising your right hand. Motion carries unanimously with an abstention from Mrs. Blackshear. All right. 6B, the board will consider approving the agreement for the purchase of attendance credits netting Chapter 42 funding pursuant to Texas Education Code Chapter 41 for the 2016-17 school year. Are we going to have a brief presentation on that? Already did? Good. All right, so do we have a motion?
I'll make the motion that we, I thought we did that Thursday night.
You didn't make a motion, though.
Oh, we didn't, okay.
Madam President, I move that the board approve the agreement for the purchase of attendance credits netting Chapter 42 funding for the 2016-17 school year.
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Ogletree. All those that, any discussion? All those that approve, raise your right hand. Motion carries unanimously. G, the board will consider the endorsement of candidacy for George Ann Reitmeyer, Klein ISD, position 4A on the TASB Board of Directors. Motion?
Madam President, I move that the board endorse Georgianne Redemeyer, Klein ISD, position 4A on the TASB Board of Directors.
Do we have a second? Second. Thank you, Ms. Hartley. Any discussion? Seeing none, all those in favor, raise your right hand, please. Motion carries unanimously. Thank you. L, the district will consider a Level 4 appeal of a Level 3 decision in the matter of M. Abraham. Do we need a closed session on this? Anyone? May we have a motion?
Madam President, I move that the board uphold the Level 3 decision made by the administration.
Do we have a second? Second. Thank you, Ms. Hartley. Any discussion? Yes, Mr. Jackson?
I think we should always, at the campus level, make certain that we have as level of a playing field as we can. I know nothing's perfect and that can't always be done, but we should always be mindful of that. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. All those in favor of the motion on the table, please raise your right hand. It passes unanimously. Thank you. M, the district will consider a Level 4 appeal of a Level 3 decision in the matter of J. Riley. Do we need a closed session on this? Anyone? Do we have a motion?
Madam President, I move that the board uphold the Level 3 decision made by the administration.
Do I have a second?
Second.
Thank you, Dr. Ogletree. Is there any discussion? Mr. Jackson?
I have much the same view of this situation as I did on the other situation, and my comment is the same. I know we always try and exercise due care at all times, and I just appreciate when we continue to do so. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Jackson. All those that approve with the motion on the table, please raise your right hand. Unanimously passes. That brings us to our next item on the agenda, which is training, and at this time, we will go on to the superintendent's briefing portion of the agenda, and then into closed session for this training item.
Thank you, Madam President. Summer school has concluded, and the district served over 11,000 students in a variety of programs at the elementary and secondary levels. Approximately 163 students have met graduation requirements, and commencement exercises will be held at the Berry Center on August 24th. And Deborah, I want to make sure it's 7 o'clock, correct? On the 24th? That's correct. Okay. The Instructional Technology Department hosted its 4th annual Digital Learning Conference on July 27th and 28th at the Berry Center. This year's theme was Tech Inspired, and approximately 600 teachers and administrators were in attendance over the course of the 2 days. The conference provided teachers and administrators with new instructional strategies and tools to embed technology into their classrooms to promote student-centered environments, featured speakers, along with CFISD teachers who make learning in their classroom rigorous, relevant, and engaging through the use of technology presented at this event. Thank you to our business partners for sponsoring the conference and providing engaging sessions and awesome door prizes. The 4th annual CFISD Back to School Expo will be held Saturday, August 13th from 9 a.m. to 1 p.m. at the Berry Center, offering parents a series of helpful back-to-school services in one convenient location. The Community Expo is open to all incoming CFISD students and families and will include services such as online registration for new students, immunizations, employment opportunities, free reduced lunch and chip applications, vision screenings, athletic physicals, and community program registration. We are preparing for the 2016-17 school year, which begins Monday, August 22nd. Many people have worked very hard to get our facilities ready for the approximately 115,000 students at our 88 campuses. We have one new campus, Cypress Park High School, that will open this year. You've heard earlier about the Bus Buddies program, which provides assistance to elementary students in exiting their bus at the correct bus stop during the first 2 days of school. Bus Buddies is a valuable partnership between our volunteers, schools, transportation department, and the Cyfair Houston Chamber of Commerce. Interested volunteers can sign up to be a bus buddy by calling 281-894-3950 or via the district's website, www.cfisd.net. I'd like to remind our community that Monday, September 5th will be a student and staff holiday in observance of Labor Day, and all of our facilities will be closed. In the event of an emergency, please contact our security office at 281-897-4337. And then the Education Resource Group, a data-driven company that provides accountability and performance management optimization for public schools, was for the 4th consecutive year rated Cypress-Fairbanks ISD in the top 2 among the 200 largest districts in Texas for academic and financial performance in its 2015 Best Practice Awards. Thank you, Madam President.
Thank you, Dr. Henry. We are going to now move into our training in accordance with the provisions of the Texas Education Code, Section 11.159. The board will receive continuing education for board members under Texas Administrative Code, Title 19, Section 61.1, related to team building. This will be in a closed session, and we will not be conducting any further business when we are done with that training. So you guys are all welcome to go home and relax and enjoy your rest of your evening. Thank you.
Madam President, I move that we go to closed session.
I'll second that.
All those in favor? Signify by. Thanks. That motion carries unanimously.